Ada for telling my aunt and uncle that their daughter brought a strange man into my house while she was dog sitting. I, 31F, went on an 8-day trip and asked my cousin, 32F, to dog sit. We grew up very close, but our relationship became strained because of her alcoholism. What really pushed me away was when she started taking her infant daughter to parties and getting blackout drunk. Recently, though, she got a job and seemed to be turning things around, so I started trusting her again. She lives with her parents and has a 4-year-old daughter. Since her job is close to my house and she loves my dogs, she agreed to stay there while I was away. One of my dogs must eat every 8 hours or she gets sick, so I told her to make sure the dogs were fed and had water. The first night, my Ring camera showed her arriving with her daughter. A few hours later, a strange man showed up. He rang the doorbell and angrily yelled, "I've called you 20 times." When she answered, she let him inside, and the next morning he walked out of my house. I was upset. I don't want strangers staying in my home, especially around my dogs who don't like men. My cousin also has a boyfriend, so I hated being put in a position where I knew something I didn't want to. Most importantly, her daughter was there. My cousin has a history of getting blackout drunk, and I saw her bring a case of beer into my house. All I could think was, what if she drank too much, passed out, and left her child alone with a stranger? I texted her that bringing a stranger into my home was a huge breach of trust. She apologized and promised it wouldn't happen again. The rest of the week, I noticed she was often gone for 15 hours at a time, so I knew the dogs weren't being fed every 8 hours. Then she left Friday around 6 p.m. and didn't return until Saturday around 4 p.m. My texts went unanswered, and I had to find someone else to check on my dogs. When my friend arrived, the water bowls were empty. When my cousin finally showed up, I told her I had arranged alternate care and she could leave the key. The next day, my aunt and uncle started calling me ungrateful after hearing my cousin's version of events. They said I had treated her badly and kicked her out. At that point, I defended myself. I explained that she had brought a strange man into my house overnight, neglected my dogs, and was now portraying herself as the victim. I also sent them the Ring videos showing him arriving and leaving. My cousin was furious and said I was a horrible person for telling her parents and that I'd end up alone because of my personality. I replied that repeatedly disrespecting the people who care about her was more likely to leave her alone. I only told them after they started attacking me based on her version of events. If she knew what she did was wrong and didn't want her parents finding out, then she shouldn't have done it in the first place.